you end up in 4 spades by South, and West leads the Jack of Diamonds. Don't touch a card until you count your winners or losers. You count 6 spade winners, 2 hearts is 8, a club is 9, and you only need 1 trick to make 10, 1 extra trick. So the teacher said, get the kids off the street and don't be afraid to finesse. So you lose 2 diamond tricks right away. And he switches to the Queen of Hearts to take out your ace or king. Let's say you get the kids off the street. And also, the teacher said, never trump with the long hand, just trump with the dummy hand. Okay, all the kids are off the street. I should have won that trick in the south hand. I should have played the King of Hearts King of Spades, because now the teacher also said, never be afraid to finesse. So you probably finesse the Queen of Clubs, losing to the King. And then East plays another heart to take out your ace. You play a club, ace a club, and you trump a club. Now you're stuck in your hand. You could play a spade over to the 10, and you could trump another club. But now you're stuck in your hand. You can only play the ace of spades, and then you lose a heart trick. So you've lost 4 tricks. You're down 1. You lost 2 diamonds, a club, and a heart. So you're wondering, is there any way to make this 10 tricks, even if the club finesse loses? And probably the answer is yes, but you have to break all those rules that the teacher told you. This time it might be right to trump with the 6-card suit. You have 7 clubs between the 2 hands, and you're missing 6 clubs. Usually Lady Luck puts 4 clubs in one hand and 2 in the other. They usually don't break 3 and 3, but if you ask yourself, how can I make extra tricks? The answer is the long suit, but to set up the long suit, you might have to trump with the 5 or 6 card suit. So let's try that. They led a diamond, and you lost 2 diamonds right away. And East switched to the Queen of Hearts, which puts you in danger of losing a heart trick. But if you play a spade to the ace and lose a club trick, or finesse the club, and it loses, and then East plays another heart, to the king. You're still one step ahead of the opponents because you can play your ace of clubs, and you can trump a club, but better not send a boy to do a man's job, because if you play the 3, West will over trump with the 6. So you better send a man like the king of spades. And then you can still get the kids off the street by playing the 3 of spades over to the 10. And you can trump the last club. Doesn't matter, but you might want to trump high so that you can go back to the dummy with the jack of spades and play the good club, and you get to throw that losing heart away on the long club suit. Then you play your 9 or you play your 6 of hearts, trump it, and there's your 10 tricks. So it kind of goes against the grain to break all the rules that teacher told you never to trump with the long hand, but this is an exception to the rule, because if the club finesse doesn't work, you're you're going to have to make a winner out of the 5th club, and the only way to do that is to trump with the long hand. And not only that, you had to trump with a high spade in the long hand and use the high spades in the dummy to pull the trump. So you could still finesse the club, and if it doesn't work, if it works, you would have 10 tricks, but if it doesn't work, you'll have to work on the club suit. So it's okay to play 1 round of trump, then finesse the club, saying a prayer, but prayer wasn't answered, and back comes a heart to take out your last heart stopper. Now you probably could. You can't play another spade because you need to get to the dummy twice. So you have to play the club right away, hoping that everybody has another club. And then when you trump the club, you make sure you trump with the 9 or the king or the ace. There's not a lot of trump out, so you can trump with the ace, and 1 more round of trump takes all the trump out. But if one person had 3 spades, you would still have to pull the last spade. You would still have to trump a club with the king and pull the last spade with your jack, and then play your good club, throwing the losing heart away. They would know you didn't have another diamond because you would have trumped the diamond with the shorthand, because the dummy only had 2 diamonds. So there's your 10 tricks. So this technique of trumping with the long suit, the 5 or 6 card suit, is called a dummy reversal, and most people don't recognize it because it doesn't happen very often. It happens maybe once in 300 hands, and by the time it happens again, you've forgotten all about it, and it just goes against your nature to trump with the 5 card suit or 6 card suit, because most of the time you want to trump with the 3-card suit. However, you can't trump a diamond in a dummy because you both have 2 diamonds. And you can't trump a heart in a dummy, nor can you trump a club in a dummy. But you can trump clubs in the south hand. So you switch your rolls and you take the trump out with the long hand, short hand I should say, and you trump with the long hand. And it only works because if the clubs break favorably so that one person has 4 clubs and the other one has 2. That happens about 64% of the time, so there's a good chance you can make 10 tricks by trumping with the long hand.